Hello, and welcome back to the Calm and Connected podcast. I'm your host, Janine Halloran, and today I want to talk to you about a coping skill that had one of my teen clients say to me, literally, it worked. So, that's high praise coming from a teenager, and I was really excited when she said that. So, she struggles with anxiety, and this is a strategy that I've used with both teen and adult clients, actually, that I've worked with around their anxiety. So, sometimes what happens when people are experiencing big worries or big anxiety, what will happen is they'll do this thing where they think about the worst case scenario. So, for example, I trip down the hallway, everybody will laugh at me, I'll never have any friends, and I will always be alone for the rest of my life. They go down this really big, deep rabbit hole of what could happen in a negative way. And so what I told my teen client and what I've told other clients is, you can think about that worst case scenario. Your mind sort of automatically goes to that. But what I want you to do is eventually, after a couple minutes, I want you to picture a stop sign in your head, and I want you to think of the best case scenario. What's the best thing that could happen? You trip and it becomes, a funny meme and you become internet famous, or or you trip down the hallway and nobody notices and you keep moving on with your life, or you trip down the hallway and your friend picks you up and you have a good laugh about it. So thinking about the best case scenario, what's the best thing that could happen in this situation, as opposed to thinking about the worst thing that could happen. It's so common with anxiety that you go down this spiral of all the bad things that could happen, and there are so many bad things that could happen, but not all of them happen actually. So what I tell my clients, and what I told this particular client, is it's okay that you are worried about things. That's fine, that's normal, that's expected when you're dealing with anxiety. What you need to do is you can make a plan so that you can help yourself deal with the worst case scenario, but then also flip it and think about the best case scenario. It was so awesome to hear from her that it literally worked for her. And so, it made her day go a lot smoother, and she felt like things were more under control and she had more control over her anxiety. So she was really super grateful. And I'm always pleased when I can see the progress that my teen clients and any of my clients make. So this is also related to like the negative self-talk into positive self-talk episode that I did a few months ago. So I'll link that in the show notes as well, trying to help kids and teens figure out ways to turn that negative self-talk, that negative inner voice, into something more positive. And so this is also something that could be a helpful strategy, that goes along with the worst case scenario to the best case scenario. This is actually a strategy that is part of the new Coping Skills for Teens workbook, which is coming out pretty soon. If you want to pre-order it, you can do that over at copingskillsforkids.com/teens, and I'll put a link to that in the show notes. So that's where you can get the teen book. It's been getting some great reviews so far. I'm really excited. So my friend Natasha Daniels over at Anxious Toddlers got a chance to take a sneak peek at the book. And this is what she said. From my favorite go-to expert on coping skills, Janine Halloran does not disappoint with her latest book. I love her simple yet comprehensive way of explaining anxiety to teens. Her exercises are spot on and can really catapult a teen's progress. This workbook will definitely be used in my therapy practice and a favorite resource to recommend. I love Natasha's work over at Anxious Toddler. She does a lot of videos. She has her own podcast, and she actually has a fantastic book that I absolutely love for teenagers as well. So that is just a sneak peek into the Coping Skills for Teens workbook. So you can go over to Coping Skills for Kids and take a look at that and get a little bit more information about the teen workbook. I'm really excited about it. I put a lot of my heart and energy and soul into this book, and I am excited to have it come out, and I'm excited to help teenagers because that the rise in anxiety for teenagers, the rise in stress for teenagers especially, is concerning to me. And so I wanted to do something. I wanted to write something to help and to reach these kids and to figure out some coping skills that they could use. So, and give them ideas and give them strategies. So definitely take a peek over at the Coping Skills for Teens workbook that will be coming out really, really soon. If you like this podcast, please feel free to share it with your friends and colleagues and give us a rating wherever you listen to us. And one last thing, don't forget about yourself. Take a few minutes, have a little fun, and have an awesome day.